What's up, guys? Welcome to A Reseller's Life. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's episode, I want to talk about the number one thing that prevents sellers from gaining momentum when running an online store. So let's get straight into it. The number one problem when it comes to productivity is actually decision fatigue. There are so many ways of doing this, so many different suppliers, so many products, so many platforms that most people actually end up doing nothing. So I'm going to give you guys some strategies in this video that will help you overcome that hump and be really productive, because you need to get your store to a certain size so that you can get consistent sales. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Chris. I've been running an online shop out of an 800 square foot unit. It's a storage unit, and I do have power, so you can find storage units with power. It just takes us some time, and most of them are in more commercial areas. The majority of my goods actually come from brick and mortar shoe shops. So I'm not buying a lot of liquidation online because, especially with the TV shows becoming really popular, people are just recreationally buying lots online, which drives the price up. There's also more people right now who have lost their jobs. So the price of these lots online has gone up, and the prices on these online platforms like eBay and Amazon has actually dropped. So I'm focusing more on brick and mortar and local relationships with people. I'm selling stuff that's more sold local on local marketplaces because I'm just trying to ride this trend right now where everyone is trying to start a resale shop, but they're not going to get there. So I'll tell you guys why. It's because an abundance of information creates a scarcity of attention. And this takes a lot of attention. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is something that you need to focus 100% of your attention on. You got to get your inventory to a certain point and get a certain traffic amount to support yourself doing this. So I'll see you guys in this episode. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, smash the like button and consider subscribing if this type of information interests you. We'll see you guys inside. I feel partially responsible for giving you guys too many ideas, so I want to narrow down the thousands of ideas I've given you guys over the last 3 years into just 2 things you need to do every single day. I want you to focus on building a routine instead of thinking. So a routine is just something that you do without thinking. And there are 2 main routines that I want you to develop, and they'll take you literally anywhere you want to go. The sky's the limit. Routine number 1, I want you to think about your one-off store for at least an hour a day. This is the store where you find the best deals you can to the best of your ability, and you do most of the work. So this is garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, Facebook Marketplace. I use govdeals.com, which is a government auction site. I also use AuctionZip to look for deals that are in my area. Those are the ones that are going to be the most profitable for you because you don't need to pay for the inbound shipping. Like I said before, ordering lots online is kind of too good to be true. You're buying a lot of lots that people are just getting rid of. So I recommend you focus on local deals, and part of your day should be a routine where you do this. For me, it's between 12 p.m. and 5 p.m. every single day is the scheduled time for me to work on my one-off store. The other routine that I want you to focus on is the business development long-term part of your company. So for me, this is really just focusing on local brick and mortar shops. It's focusing on finding people who need something. In this case, it would be they need to get rid of their clearance inventory. That's my job. That's the service that I'm marketing to people. And these supplier contracts can actually be sold, meaning someone can come into my eBay store. They already have the supply lined up. They already have all the processes written down. They can just step in and start making money. Versus if they have to step in and find the goods, then it's no longer a sellable business. It's just a job that someone has to do, the business development part and all the processing part. So that's 2 parts of your day. I recommend that you block it out. For me, I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning for my mastermind call. I've been doing that for literally 3 years. What I've noticed is that every single kind of business model works if you do. All you have to do is work on a specific business model and it will work for you. The problem is you've split your attention amongst all these hundreds of different ideas and videos, and you can never get really good at one of them. So what I want you to do is just focus on 2 routines. Routine of looking for long-term supply chain, and the routine of looking for that money right now that pays the bills, buys diapers, pays for your vacation, They're two different things. One is a short-term outlook, one is a long-term outlet. Just focus on those two things each day. Also, all the other parts can't be neglected. We know that your relationships are like glass balls. If you drop them, they will be scuffed, they will break. Your business is not. It's a rubber ball. You can drop it, you can rebound. It's just numbers. Business to me is actually kind of boring to a certain degree because it's literally just looking for things that have high impressions and high conversion rate. That's it. There's not that much to it. Relationships to me are much more interesting. Building an online audience is more interesting. Developing educational materials is more interesting. Even fashion to me is more interesting than just looking for things to sell. So I recommend that you guys try to do what I did. Get to the point where your store has some type of relationship when it comes to supply chain. And while you're grinding it out, find the best 50 to 100 items that you can so you can make your $500 to $2,000 profit a week to get by, to buy yourself more time. One more thought. I think a lot of people are confusing minimalism with like living a poor lifestyle. The reason why people are minimalist, in my opinion, is to cut back on this decision fatigue that I'm talking about. There's less decisions. If you only wear one type of clothing, it's just easier. If you only eat the same breakfast every morning, you don't have to think about it. So I recommend minimizing the decisions you have to make so that you can focus on building a business that will truly give you freedom. I think a lot of people are looking for freedom, and I can tell you what it is. Freedom is just 3 resale employees. If you have 3 people helping you, that's 120 new items that are going into your store every day. That's a lot. That's more money than most people need. 3 people, though, requires you finding adequate supply chain for these 3 people and having a system that they can actually replicate. Now, no one said that was easy. I'm not saying that's easy. I'm just saying that's the price of freedom. If you had that, you'd be making between $300 and $1,000 a day profit. That's enough for most people, right? So you can just write down on a piece of paper, that's my finish line, getting to the point where I have 3 people working for me. For me, my business totally changed once I found 3 people that could follow the systems that I created. Actually, that wasn't the hard part. It was making the systems that they could follow. Finding good quality people just comes down to having something that they can rely on. If you are the rock, you can provide a system that they can come in, earn their money, and go home. They will be reliable. If every single day they come to work and it's different, or it's a hostile work environment, that's the system being the problem and not the person. I don't like to think of it as people are the problem. I think systems are the problem. And I think that's true beyond reselling. The systems that people create are what keep people in a bad situation. If the systems were correct, people would be fine. So I think right now, everyone take a step back, focus on doing the work required. Think about it, that you're gonna one day gonna get to the point that 3 people can help you do what you do. And that's the price of being able to basically take complete control of your time. The way I look at success is, what do you want to do each day? And then what do you actually do each day? The closer those 2 things are, the greater success you are. We live in America. You can do whatever you want with whoever you want. You can even leave America and go to Canada if you're not happy with the election results this November. So you have the freedom to do whatever you want. So I think it's really important to understand buying time is the key. Get yourself to the point where your supply chain is strong and build your systems up so that 3 people can help you. Until next time, guys, support me by buying my reseller field guide. It's $35 with code YouTube. It's how I run my business. You're still going to have to do the work and figure out how to manipulate it so that it works for you. You need to find your own supply chain, do things the way that you want to do them. That's it. Till next time, guys, make progress daily.